people of Earth, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm doing something a little bit different for the Hunter ASMR YouTube channel. I have got a bunch of these dice, which came in the mail to me. I ordered these sets of dice that are meant to be played as a game, so I'll go ahead and demonstrate here. So it's separated into two so that you could play with two people and do kind of like against each other, like a chess match. But what you do is you take all the dice, and you roll them, and then your goal is to create a crossword to fit all these letters into words. So we can do that now. If you like this kind of thing, feel free to let me know in the comment, or you can give the video a like. And if you think this video is not your kind of thing, then let me know what you'd like to see. Alright, so I've noticed with this that you get very few vowels. There are a total of 12 of these dice, and I believe only 3 of them typically contain vowels. Like there's one of them, I think it's this one here, which contains only vowels. And I believe this one is the same, yes, so there's a chance that you'd only have 2 vowels. But that looks like there's some others along the way here, so this one should be a little easier than the others. I started doing this today when I got this in the mail, and I have not been able to stop. I'm a big fan of word games. If you guys have Word Feud, you can add me and start a game. Word Feud is basically like Scrabble, but it's free. Alright, now we have various letters. The Scrabble value of these 4 letters is actually pretty high, but I think we should be able to take care of this no problem. We could say pry for 1, and we could do sag for another, and then for our, we still have this K. Let's see. K-A-T is a word, but it doesn't really fit here, so let's make this gift, and we don't have to have an S here if we don't want it, but we might as well. We can play spray here, and then we already have an A here, so I'm going to do cat and paw. Now I'm pretty sure that K-A-T is a word. I know that Q-A-T is a word, and I believe it references the same thing. But in the case that it's not, maybe this is a word. Or maybe that. Okay, so the words that we settled on are gifts, spray, cat, and paw. So that's our first. Now we'll roll this other set here. These have the same letters. Sorry for my sniffing. If you're new here, or maybe if you're old here, I do have Tourette's, and it's not something I usually mention in a video. I try to edit it out, but if you do hear the odd noise, that would be why. Look at this, we can make the same word spray, again if we want, but then we only have was an S. No instant replay needed. And we could do bad, but instead let's do dab. Is it cringeworthy yet to dab? I'm sure it is. I'm sure if you did a dab, you would be laughed at. Okay. So our words here are spray, pandas, and dab. The set of 12 letter cubes is something I discovered in an advertisement. So the ad that I saw is for a game called Qless, because there's no letter Q on any of these. So I was interested in that. And then I actually ordered these from the evil website. It starts with an A and ends with a Z. Doesn't really end with a Z, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Alright. Now, I was just going to play Bronze Guy's Sax, but that does not appear that we have used the D. So let's figure that out. We have decks. How about cads? A cad is like a scoundrel, a ne'er-do-well. Not a ne'er-do-well, but someone who is duplicitous or untrustworthy, of ill repute. Okay, so our letters, our words here with these letters are bronze, guys, and cads. Could also be scad. I think that's also a word. Alright, let's roll the next set. I noticed that I get a lot of K's when I do this. Oh look, a J. That's my very first J in doing this. Okay, so J is a tough one. We've got to figure that one out right away. Jar is an obvious one, so let's keep that. If we need to tack it on to the end of something, we can make it a jar. The door is ajar, but we don't need to do that right now. Let's see, we can make crank. I get a lot of N's and a lot of K's. And I don't have the link to this. I don't have any kind of affiliate status or anything like that. So, if you're interested in this, it's just, you can look up Qless. It's the letter Q and then L-E-S-S. And you should be able to find any kind of thing that you need that way. Let's put jar in the middle of crank here. And now we have paling, essentially. We have clap. A-B and pig. Okay, so our words here are clap, crank, jar, and pig. Alright, let's do the other one again. Now, I thought about combining these two sets, and I think we will, but that does make this easier, I believe, because you have a lot more choices in letters and where you put things as well. So part of the limit of this is the limited number of letters you have. You can't make longer words. You're missing some vowels. And there's, you won't get too many double letters and things. So there's lots of reasons why it's easier. But we are, let's see, I wanted to play Crawl, but I don't think we have a place we can play it. There are no two-letter words that contain the letter C. So that is a little tip from me to you. Let's see. Oh, we could play Crawls. Oh, that doesn't seem very helpful with these three letters. So I like Ghost. This Y. Do you think we could use the word ghosty? I use the word ghosty a lot because I think it's a cute word. Let's see. What about brawl? And coy, but that doesn't totally help us. If we play brawls, shot, coy, you better not have. That coy is a nice and unassuming fellow. I believe AG is a word, but maybe it isn't. Is GA a word? I couldn't tell you. Maybe we can put something else here. I do like brawl, and I do like ghost, but the C and the Y I want to put here. So I can't have the S here. I think I'm just too stuck on wanting the word ghost in this. Or maybe I'm too stuck on the word brawl. If we take out brawl and make it crawl, then we can have ghost and bay. Ghost bay crawls. Alright, those are our words. Crawls, bay, ghost. Ghost, bay, crawls. I think I could do this for hours. But we probably won't tonight. Oh, look, we have a Z. That's our first Z of the evening. I actually rolled a Z the very first time that I took these out of the package. Okay, this is a tough one. The only thing that comes immediately to mind is topaz. And we do have another vowel in the form of that U. So that's great. I wanted to play burp here, but this, I don't want to tie up those vowels. This R is missing the bottom of its letter there. So we'll assume that's an R. I'm just going to use this side so we can see it better. Okay. something will occur to us. XU is a word. It is a shoe. I believe it's a currency which I think is used in Vietnam. But it is a Scrabble legal word. Unlike bruh. Bruh is not a Scrabble legal word. Much as we may try to force it. Or we may be able to play it shoe somewhere else. The V, I think, is going to give me trouble. Whoops. Although not necessarily. We could play the word van. So, van is here, and we may have to play vans so we can play shoes. But we'll see actually how this turns out. Oh no, what were these letters? What were these letters? I can't go back and look. Okay, so I told a little mistruth when I said I couldn't go back. I stopped recording and looked at the video, and now this is a new recording. So these were our letters, and they're in the same position as I'm looking at them on the screen. So, oh, this was actually no, this was an H. Yes. For some reason, I thought it was a G. I'm looking at the G that is on this side of the R. My view is a little different from the one you have on screen. Okay. Instead of hands, let's think brands, maybe. Actually, do you think we can do that? And see? Now that leaves us with several letters here. That I don't think make a lot of sense together. Maybe there is something else with this X. We may be able to play the word vax. I'm not sure that that's a Scrabble legal word, but I think that it may be. Let's see if we can avoid that, though. solution that is just staring me in the face. But for the life of me, I can't see it. I think brand is not what we want to do. A V has to go at the top of this, and there are just not that many letters to make a longer word that starts with V. If I had a G, I could make Vegas. That's Vagus. Let's see. Oops, that was a U. Okay, hush. It feels good. And then we can play shoe. But we have two R's. That will be difficult. We would need to start with this S. No. Let's see. Add. No. That's not quite right. Let's see. We could play the word sharp. Oh, we don't have a B. So we can use this to say shard. ZU. Bus. And then van. But we still have the H and the R left over. Wait. Brush. That was the most difficult puzzle I've yet done here. But we finished it. We have brush, shard, shoe, and van. Oh, that was a tough one. Let's do our last of the left set of letters and hope that they are easier. Already I can tell these are easier. We do have two K's though, so that can be a little tricky. Also, our only vowels are O's. So, let's see, we can play not. And then play a vowel. Turn this O the right direction. Some of these letters may be upside down like this N. I can tell that that's upside down, so I apologize if that kind of thing bothers you. You know what, we can actually mix these all together now. There. I did not go through the trouble of picking them up off each other because we didn't know what they were anyway. So it looks like we have 4 total vowels. An E, a U, another U, and an O. So let's look for some letter pairs that we can make. We have N, and I thought I saw a G. That's a good letter pair for us. Anything with an L is going to be a good letter pair. ACH is good. ATCH is even better. Okay. We have another CH. ATCH. 3, 4 L's. It's fantastic. Another C. A V. PB and N. Okay. So I could organize these by Scrabble points per letter, but instead I think we're just going to jump right in. So I saw this word right away. I think the U's may be a little bit difficult to use, so I'm going to play the word butch right off the bat. We'll use a TCH, a U, and a B. B is not the most common letter, so that should help us out a bit. Now we need a nice long word to come after this. Maybe the word punch. That should work for us. Okay, now we still have 3 vowels remaining. Several L's. Let's work on this V. also make the word lover. We do have a lot of L's. And instead of butch, we can play bunch. Oh, that was a P. I'm glad I remembered that. Okay. We could play the word mulch here. M-U-L-C-H. Mulch. And then we can fit our word lover down here. We could also just play the word over. I think this was an N. Yes. Okay. Now, these two are very close together, which I don't care for. Instead, let's put this here. We can play love here. Lover. We'll say R-U-N-G, rung. Then we have L-L-B-T. Let's see. We could play pole here. And then we have this extra T. We have bunch, mulch, rung, lover, and pole. This does not give us everything that we want here. This M specifically, I'm not a great fan of. Let's see if we can figure out something better for that. We did have gem. And that is a word. A fine word. Okay, and then we can play runt. Oops, this was the T. I'm going to move these letters over a bit so we can see them better. There is punch, bunch, mulch, lover, gem, runt, and pole. So that is our first 24-letter puzzle. Let's do another one. This will be our last puzzle. Let's separate out our vowels. We have A, O, U, I, and look at this, lucky us, we have a bonus vowel. Another U. As far as I can tell, that is it. So, let's just start throwing words together. Say thank. It's a good solid word. A lot of space on either side of that vowel. have a J. J's are fun letters. With our vowels, I'm not seeing too much that we may be able to do. Jams is a classic, of course. We can play jams. Jams, thank. How do you spell mirth? Is that with an I? M-Y-R-H. Is it two R's in myrrh? Is it two H's in myrrh? Any wise men able to tell us? I feel like that's right, but who knows? Oops, that was an M. Okay, let's see. We can play the word gulps. That again gives us lots of space either side of that vowel. M R crosswords does not give us a lot of access to this O. In fact, it's sort of limited, except that we can play Fa. I've never eaten Fa. Okay, now we have B, U, and F. Buff or Fub. Does not seem very likely that we'll be able to make that word work. The F and the U are going to be difficult. I mean, we could play something like the word bud here and have this F left over. So, let's reevaluate here. Humid, gulps, ivory. There is probably a better word with the V, but I don't have it. Let's play the word of and so that will work for us. Our words to finish our final puzzle of the evening are thank, jams, gulps, humid, ivory, of, bud, and So that is all of the puzzles I have for you tonight. If you want to see more of this, let me know. I'm down to do these anytime. So I appreciate you checking out this video, and I hope you find it relaxing, not too stressful, watching me sort out all these letters. Hopefully you're long asleep.